Hey there YouTube, hope you guys are doing awesome. Thanks for checking this video out. I was pretty excited when I learned that these were going to drop in Target, and I picked one up on the 1st of this month. They weren't out on the shelves yet. You're going to find these in the section where they've got the pops and the other NECA and collectibles. I was actually able to find the DPCI number online. Gave it to an employee and she was like, oh yeah, we have some in the back, let me bring them out. Again, you've seen in my previous videos, I'm not a huge McFarlane fan, especially of modern McFarlane, but when he does vehicles, the vehicles are legit. The vehicles are awesome. So when I saw that this has a light effect and it was the Batman Animated Series, like my arm got twisted. Like, damn, I had to give in. Taking a look at the packaging, it looks classic, looks really 90s. The whole Animated Series Batman iconic artwork. You got a trading card, you got the extra head sculpt that comes inside for the figure that will soon be releasing as well. And I was really excited to learn that it had a smoke effect, but the smoke effect is nothing more than just the little plastic piece that makes the back tire look like it's peeling out. But it comes with a base. Apparently the batteries are already included. We're going to take it for granted that the batteries are already included. So, but that's the front of the packaging. Real iconic, classic. Side shot, Batcycle on the other. Of course we just saw the back part, so alright, enough about that. Let's rev this baby out of the box. Animated Series Batcycle out of the box, and it's fucking cool. There's a couple of things I was skeptical on, I wasn't too sure, but we're going to go over that right now. But I placed it on base, and it is... God, it looks nice. Look at that. The wheel, the fender, the body, the little smoke effect. Now the thing with the smoke effect, it has a little... It shifts side to side, so depending on how you're going to place the bike. But it holds it perfectly in place. That is so cool. Yep, it is a great piece for any Batman collector, especially the 90s, Animated Series fanatics, you name it. Like, this was iconic, and for every 90s kid, for every 90s kid, this was a go-to cartoon, a staple in your childhood. But this was definitely a big thing for me, so let's go out and check out a little bit of the bike. So like I mentioned, other than the batteries coming included, there is the little tab here, so now we have some battery connection in there. So alright, here we go. Yeah, look at that. Brake light, speedometer, headlight, and the other thing that I was a little skeptical or worried about was the front wheel actually going to work, because the fender looked like it just took over the entire piece. But yeah, the tire does spin, and they do come with like it is a hard rubber type, so it has some lifelike effect. One thing that I did try out is when you turn the wheel, you're going to get a slight scrape on the tilt of the bike. So that's like the only thing that you got to really hold it in center, or you got to make sure it's really centered for it not to grind down at the bottom. But you know that when you turn a motorcycle, you got to lean in with it. So that's the only thing. Even without the stand, it's gonna stay in place. It'll stay in position. So, and it's a very simple bike. Paint apps are cool, although it is a type of plastic that obviously you touch and you kind of leave a little bit of markings in there. So I think I'm gonna have to be wiping this down a little bit, or unless I'm just gonna handle this motorcycle with gloves. But once I find a spot for it and place it, it's pretty much just gonna stay there. And I'm just gonna wait for that other Batman to drop so that I can have the respective piece for it. And here's his head sculpt. It's cell shaded as well, so you can tell from the different lighting there. So this is freaking cool. So my target doesn't get the figures until about mid-month, so I'll be back around checking seldomly just to make sure I don't miss them, because again, I don't collect McFarlane figures, but I want to see how he did the animated Batman figure. I'm really curious about that, because if I'm going to have the bike, I definitely need the Animated Series Batman. So in comparison to other vehicles, it seems like it fit a 6-inch figure. Here we've got the Punisher Rider set, and we've got the Black Widow cycle. So they all pretty much scale just about the same size. So I already feel like that DC Batman figure is going to be a little larger for it, but we'll wait and see. I've seen a couple of pictures, especially because this mimics the DC Essentials set that Batman came with his motorcycles. I saw a few pictures of those, and it reminded me a lot of that as well. And the figure just looked a little oversized for it, but we will see when and if we do grab that figure. In comparison to the Ram cycle, it is much shorter. Much shorter, and this Ram cycle looks substantially larger, as you can tell. So yeah, this bike is really low, but of course it's the Batcycle. It's supposed to be a little stealthy, a little low, you know, the whole midnight black. Of course, this animated series has like the blue paint on there. It's supposed to blend in with the night, so. But this cycle itself, for its price point, for what it offers, the build, the look, the style, definitely worth it. So, not so much of a furious review here, especially when it comes to McFarlane vehicles. Sometimes I'm rather surprised, and this was no different than the other ones that I've picked up. So, definitely give it a thumbs up. I've always felt like the DC McFarlane figures scale a lot closely to wrestling figures, but as you can see, Bret Hart here is pretty oversized for the bike. So any other Ultimate Edition WWE figure is going to be substantially larger, so that doesn't scale too well. Like, that bike looks actually pretty small, unless the animated series figures are going to be a lot smaller, because that's how the 66 Batman figures were. They weren't as big as the regular DC McFarlane line, so maybe we're expecting a different scale for this new line. So scaling actually looks good with the Motu Origins figure. So we got Ninja here right next to the bike, and that looks like it's a little better suiting for it. Let's try them on. Totally 90s. Ninjas on a bike. Right? Am I right? Fucking 90s right here, yo. So this video is going to be rather quick, considering it's just a vehicle. We just want to check out its quick, the body, the paint apps. Very simple style, very simple body. Only thing I am a little cautious about are the handles. They do seem a little fragile. If you do try to force something, it feels like they will break. Because that's one thing I've noticed with the Superpowers re-release that McFarlane did. That Batmobile, the Batwing was the one that broke. It was kind of an issue all around that a lot of people experienced. The canopy would keep popping off, so nothing's popping off here, but just in case, they do feel a little fragile in their base connection. But other than that, I love the tires. I like that it's got that almost real type of effect. One whole solid body. This is, again, it's not a deal breaker, but you still get the tire action in there. So thank you all for checking this video out. Hope you liked it. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. These are already out over at your Targets. Here's the DPCI number. There you go, so that this way you can jot it down, have somebody scan it for you, or input it into the little scanner, and they can give you insights on if they've got any in the back or they have any more on the way. Because these dropped on the 1st here in my area, so they should already be out and about in pretty much all the other areas. Targets across the nation right now are making space for a lot of the new inventory, because even a lot of the stuff that came out recently hit clearance rather quick. So, good luck on your hunts. Keep it furious. Catch you guys on the next one.